Red flags we can't ignore in Justin Baldoni's marriage.
Will you let me take care of you for the rest of your life? Will you marry me?
Yes. Over-the-top proposal video Baldoni made that went viral more than a decade ago has resurfaced.
I'm sure many people think that it's not really real, that some of it's fake.
No public defense during the "It Ends With Us" scandal. So you'd expect any loving spouse to jump in when their partner faces a massive scandal, right? Well, that's not exactly what happened when Justin Baldoni got slammed with Blake Lively's allegations in December 2024.
It's just done over the top and they just don't like that, and so they have to complain about it.
The entire internet basically blew up with headlines about "It Ends With Us" drama. Meanwhile, Justin's wife Emily didn't exactly leap onto social media with a big "I support you, honey." Instead, she kept quiet for weeks, leaving fans and critics to wonder if she was uneasy about defending him.
It was clear from the very beginning that we are two very, very different people.
Liz Plank, Justin's Man Enough podcast co-host, stepped down almost immediately, saying she needed time to process everything. But Emily? Radio silence. When she finally resurfaced on Instagram in January 2025 with a sweet birthday shout-out to Justin, she shared a kissing photo by the ocean and wrote, "I'd choose you again and again." That's lovely, but many fans couldn't help noticing she didn't mention any of the swirling fiascos. Some folks say she's playing it safe because of possible reasons to do with the upcoming public appeal, or maybe she just hates the spotlight. Others see it as a potential red flag. Why not give a more direct show of support if you truly believe your husband's innocence? We get it, suits and NDAs are complicated. But from a gossip standpoint, you have to admit it's fishy that Emily didn't at least post something like, "I stand by him." Relationship experts often point out that refusing to speak up for your spouse might reveal deeper issues, like maybe you're worried about your own image or fear you'll be hammered by the press. It sure doesn't help that Ryan Reynolds also took a while to say anything public about supporting Blake. So yeah, everything about these missing public defenses has fans raising eyebrows. That 27-minute proposal video everyone calls a red flag. This one's legendary, folks. Flashback to 2013. Justin Baldoni whipped up a 27-minute production to pop the question to Emily, complete with multiple failed proposals and a cringe-worthy short film starring himself. Then he sat her alone in a restaurant, forced her to watch the entire thing, and only proposed afterward. The clip ended up on YouTube and snagged millions of views, but not everyone's calling it the most romantic gesture ever. Some people found it borderline narcissistic. One Redditor even joked, "He made her sit quietly through his short film about himself before he asked for her hand? Major red flag." Emily later admitted it was kind of weird sitting there by herself, waiting for the grand finale. But Justin defended the extravaganza in 2024, telling Live with Kelly and Mark that it was all in good humor. He was basically mocking the idea that he kept screwing up proposals. Critics, though, point out the final moment didn't highlight Emily or talk about what he loves about her. Instead, it was a big, "I messed up proposals because I was focusing on me, not you" type narrative. Sure, it was likely well-intentioned, but many people found it less about Emily's feelings and more about Justin's directorial flair. If your fiancé's big romantic gesture is a 27-minute homage to himself, maybe that's a sign you'll spend your married life as a co-star in his personal movie. The Jane the Virgin role is one Emily wanted, but Justin took it instead. We've all heard how Justin landed his breakout gig as Rafael Solano on Jane the Virgin, but did you know Emily was the one who wanted to audition first? So the story goes, she'd planned to read for Petra, Rafael's wife, yet ended up not getting a callback. Meanwhile, Justin got intrigued by Rafael's character while running lines with her. Next thing you know, he's the one scoring the big job. According to him, Emily was supportive. But can you imagine your spouse swooping in and booking the role on a show you'd set your heart on? We hope they had a deep talk about it, because that scenario can sow resentment. One person's dream role is lost, while the other leaps into stardom. Especially if Emily was more serious about acting at that moment, and Justin was more into filmmaking. If there wasn't honest communication, it might have caused friction or some hidden jealousy. Relationship experts might label that a quiet red flag, the kind that festers if not handled properly. Sure, things seemed okay from the outside. Justin soared, the show became a hit, and Emily carried on. But fans wonder if she ever felt overshadowed by his sudden fame, especially since she was the one chasing that audition in the first place. He's always gone and an absent partner. Imagine being married to someone whose schedule is so insane, you barely see them. That's basically Emily's life, according to both Justin's Instagram and her own interviews. In a heartfelt 2018 post, Justin shared how he FaceTimes the kids daily while traveling for work. He admitted guilt over missing milestones. Meanwhile, Emily is the stay-at-home parent who's juggling childcare, the dog, the house, plus who knows what else. She once told Healthy Way that she never really knows when Justin will get home. They try to figure out the day on the fly, leaving minimal time for them as a couple. Now, it's obviously normal in showbiz for one partner to be away filming, but if you don't check in regularly to ensure you're both still cool with it, resentment can creep up fast. Emily said she was content being a stay-at-home mom. But, people's feelings can evolve. Justin also told she knows he feels guilty. Emily's been both mother and father at times. Good on him for owning that. However, if the imbalance persists or intensifies, especially with more things swirling, it's easy to see how that might strain a marriage. A demanding career doesn't have to be a deal breaker, but not addressing each other's emotional needs? That's a glaring red flag. Those cryptic mistakes Justin says he made, but what are they? For their 11th anniversary in 2024, Justin posted a tear-jerking Instagram reel of sweet moments, all culminating in him sobbing that Emily could have given up on me a lot of times. I've made a lot of mistakes. Cue the rumor mill. Fans instantly wondered what mistakes he was referencing. Did he cross lines in the relationship early on? Could it be unresolved things about time management or deeper issues we don't see? Of course, everyone has slip-ups, but Justin's confession might suggest something heavier. If you're repeatedly messing up in ways that make your partner consider leaving, it hints at turmoil beyond standard couple bickering. Emily's obviously chosen to stay, which is her prerogative, but relationships experts often advise caution if someone's had to continuously forgive big mistakes. Because at some point, that can set a pattern where the forgiven partner keeps misbehaving, expecting unconditional forgiveness. Then again, it's also possible Justin's mistakes were minor or amplified by the pressures of fame. Without context, we can only guess. The fact that Emily stood by him is not necessarily a red flag for her, but definitely prompts fans to ask if she's ignoring potential deal breakers or truly believes in redemption. Emily's non-defense in the lively suit. Double-checking the timeline here. After the It Ends With Us drama started, Emily posted that lovey-dovey birthday tribute in January 25. That's it. She didn't publicly call the allegations nonsense or do a big interview defending him. Some people say it might be a different thing. Perhaps his attorneys told her to keep quiet so she doesn't complicate the case. Others point out that Love You Forever Instagrams might feel hollow if you can't address the elephant in the room. She's not just ignoring tabloids, she's ignoring the biggest thing of her husband's career. If there's a real reason, like a gag order or fear of testifying, fine. But it's still a huge mismatch when you see how vocal many spouses get in crisis. It's reminiscent of Ryan Reynolds' radio silence for Blake Lively. Celebrity relationships thrive on public gestures sometimes, especially if one partner is under siege. By skipping that, Emily inadvertently feeds the narrative that maybe she's not 100% behind him. Could she even harbor doubts about his innocence, or is she just sick of the drama? Fans can only speculate. Regardless, to some people, her quiet approach registers as a flashing sign that something's amiss behind the scenes. What do you guys think about these red flags? Which one is the biggest red flag to you? Do you think Justin and Emily's relationship has any green flags? Let me know in the comments, and I hope you have a great day.